Hello, everybody. Today I'm talking about malefic planets, and I just want to put this proposition to you that are malefics always bad? What is happening is that many of you are writing comments, and you are all seem to be very afraid of the malefic planets. So I thought that I should make this video about the quality of the malefic planets, and are they really as bad as you think they are? Hello, this is Komilla Sutton, and we are talking about malefics. And are they bad? Are they so destructive? And if so, then how do we deal with them? And what is the nature and quality of the malefic planet? So, firstly, a lot of my work has been done to understand that all astrology is nuanced. You can't just say that everything is positive or negative. You know, when I was young and I was getting my chart read, and people used to give me always a very, all this is terrible. And then when I started studying my chart and I started looking at techniques, I thought, no, everything is not negative. There are other qualities for it as well. And my Guruji, especially, he always explained that we have to learn how to work with the planets and not get all hung up between these two words, benefic and malefic. I'll make a separate video about benefics. So let us look at the malefic planet. So we have the sun, we have Saturn, Mars, Rahu, Ketu. And moon, sometimes people say that the waning moon, when it has no light, is malefic. So not sometimes people say that is what is written in the Shastras. So what we must understand is that in Brihad Parashar Hora Shastra, they've said Surya is Kruda planet. And Kruda planet means that he's cruel. And of course, if you think about kings or people in power, they have to punish people, they have to be cruel. And also, if you understand about the sun, that the sun is very hot. And if you sit in the sun all day, you'll get sunburnt, you can get sun cancer. So therefore, we have to honor the sun, and we have to treat it with respect. So in our chart as well, the sun, where he's placed, his light is so bright, he takes away the quality of the light of other planets. And if planets are placed too close to him, you can only see the sun. And sometimes people who have a prominent sun can shine so brightly that other people get obscured. So the sun is, of course, what are the positives for him? He gives energy. If you have a strong sun, you have good health. He gives ability to command, to be forceful, to be strong, to be administrative skills. Many things I'm sure you know, but you have to look at, all the qualities and the sun can give. He is the Atma Karaka, the natural Atma Karaka. So he represents the soul. So what sun are you looking at? Are you looking at the spiritual sun or the material sun? So the second most, and I think most dreaded planet is always Saturn, and people think it is the most negative planet. Now, Parashara says Saturn, Mars, Rahu, Ketu are Kruda planets, and also they are tamasic planets. Sorry, not Kruda, Papa planets. Papa means sinful, and they can encourage you to do negative behavior. And tamas is very important, because tamas is like this fixed energy. Even though Mars is very active, Rahu Ketu is doing things, they're very fixed in nature. So if they get involved in something negative, they are not able to change or move into any new aspect. So we have to shift the tamas. We have to move their energy. We can't let them be as they are. We have to move their energy. And as far as them being Papa Grahas, Papa means sin, full of sin. That means that they are not themselves, but they can encourage you to do wrong things. You can justify it, you can compromise. And generally, tamas always falls. So if you make a compromise today, tomorrow you'll have to make a bigger one and a bigger one. So you need to be careful about them. But each one has a very important function to play in your chart, and you should not be afraid of it. So Saturn is the most dreaded planet because by the Sadesati and the transits, but also in the chart. And I personally remember the first thing I remember about my astrology with my Guruji, he said, you have Saturn in the 7th house. And so to me, that was like, something, it explained everything to me. But Saturn has been extremely positive for me. The thing is this, that Saturn in his tamasic nature encourages laziness. But if we take responsibility, we take duty, we speak truthful, then Saturn can be the greatest friend for you. He can help you to achieve things. He can make life much easier for you and improve conditions for you. And we have to all understand the message of Saturn. Of course, if Saturn is debilitated, sometimes you are in a rush to do things. And if he is exalted, you're too slow to do things. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that these planets don't have the potential to be negative. But you see, it's only potential. At the end of the day, your chart, your karma has given you a template with which to work with. So you could say you have a certain paints available, a certain type of energy. How are you using it? And especially Saturn, because you have to shift its energy, it's not that easy to move. But if he is supportive for you, then he can be extremely supportive. And even if he's not your best planet, you have to understand its message and work with it. And I can tell you that it does work. I have seen people develop it, but it takes time, to shift your life. Took thousands of lifetimes or many lifetimes to develop, thousands of years, I was going to say, to develop certain personality types. You can't expect that overnight you'll change everything, but you should be in a mood to change. Then we come to Mars, and Mars is Agni planet. He's also energy, just like Surya. If you have a strong Mars, you have good health, you have good energy. He's the only planet of action. And so we can't do without him. And he gives us that energy to do things, to make things happen. But on the negative side, if the fire burns too brightly, he can burn you up. If he becomes too angry, aggressive. So you've got to count 10 as far as Mars is concerned. You have to think, okay, am I doing it correctly? I'm going to take time over how to express my Mars. If I'm angry, let me count 10 before saying what it is. It is very dominant planet for you. And so if it is not dominant, even then, sometimes if Mars is in Cancer in your chart, you tend to, avoid confrontation. Whereas if you have got Mars like in Aries or exalted, you're very happy to confront. But self-awareness, understanding yourself, understanding how you're using the fire energy in you and how you're developing it, and when to be very fiery, when to be calm. That is the role of Mars. And of course, Mars is Raja Yoga Karaka for Cancer, Leo. And he may be a very good planet for, he's also a good planet for Pisces and Lagna Lord. So there are those specific rules that you can study as well for planets and understand them. So then the final two malefics are, 2 for 1. Because Rahu, Ketu, although they have their separate personalities, they are also 2 tamasic grahas, papa grahas, shadow planets. So Rahu is most complex, and Ketu is most complex. And Rahu is always seeking the future. Ketu is only looking at the past, so we forget the present. I was talking to very revered Swamiji this last week, and she was saying that we should think about today and bother about live in the day. But that is what Rahu Ketu do. Rahu is always worried about the future, Ketu is about the past, but they can also bring a lot of strength to you. Because if Rahu is well placed, 3, 6, 10, 11th house, he can make you go against the grain, make you achieve whatever you want to achieve. You see, Rahu eclipses the sun, he can achieve anything. He's also very alternative. He's takes you to foreign countries. He's hugely innovative because he's looking at life in a different way. Ketu is Jnana Karaka, Moksha Karaka. Jnana means knowledge, Moksha is self-realization. But you see, if Ketu is the fund of all your past life information, how much you have done, think about just this lifetime. What did you study? What did you gain? All that information is lying in Ketu. So Ketu can be extremely blissful, and he can give a number of skills. Only thing is that Ketu is headless. So he doesn't always give when you want. I have found that Ketu is also, by the way, Karaka for Jyotish. And I myself started study of Jyotish in Jupiter Ketu Dasha, and then full-time Jyotish in Saturn Ketu. And now I'm in full-time Ketu mode. I'm not in Ketu Dasha as yet, but I just love Ketu. But the fact is this, that what I found is that Ketu doesn't give you information when you want it. He gives you in whenever suddenly, like an epiphany, that, oh my God, that's what it meant. That's what that technique meant. So we have to not try to push Ketu, but we have to just be in the Ketu mode that we are able to understand. And if you're doing meditation, yoga, if you're following the Sankranti, all those things are important. Then the Ketu energy flowers for you and opens up its secret information bank. So that is what is important. So what I want you to do with this particular conversation is to think about it and think, how do you deal with your malefic planets, and write to me about it. It would be, I don't, I want some positive steps of how you deal with the malefic planets. You see, you may have a malefic Lagna Lord, then that is your Lagna Lord, he is your best planet. You have to learn to love them, you have to deal with them. But at the same time, we must recognize there are some weaknesses, some issues that they represent. So I'm not saying just only everything is positive, but to understand, and in your own reading and other people's reading, think of nuances and subtleties, not just it's malefic or it's benefic. So I hope you appreciated this, and I appreciate you very much, and I look forward to seeing you very soon. My website, komilla.com. Classes are starting in March, so if you want to join serious step-by-step study of Jyotish, then look up on my website as well. Thank you.